right. Hey, Thorn, what's going on? Yes, still have power. And I'm just going to rotate the camera up and over slightly so you can see what I've built in the center of my storage area. Oh, hang on. Just killing my browser. Ended up having to plow and then back inside. So anyway, I've done on and off a fair bit of playing today. Like I said, you can't see everything, but I want the scroll to be there for a bit. I have finished all of the chests in here, so this room is complete. I have built, I'm going to go sleep. This is what I've built here. So we've got bed area, brewing area, and a enchanting area. I ended up putting the birch on the floor, or sorry, the pale oak. Sort of looks like marble, but not really. It does if I go full gamma, but this is what it actually looks like. So that kind of tricked me a little bit. I didn't realize I had full gamma on last night. Yeah, I like it. It's very simple, very straightforward. I'm utilizing the new shelves as thin wall sections, just to sort of wrap it in. Yeah, kind of an indoor gazebo. That's exactly what it is. Hung some lanterns, the ones in the centers off chains. And then I built this entrance just so that it looks like a proper entryway in. And then I added a quick in and out. So I've got a bubble elevator up and just a spot to jump into water on the way down. So this is out. And this is back in. That way you don't take any damage. You can hear the happy gas. I found it last night or this morning, and it was like, you know what? I'm going to rehydrate it. So there's a crafting recipe for the harness. And I'm going to go full screen. You can make this any color you want. It's 3 leather, 2 glass, and 1 piece of wool. I originally did it in white and then changed it to red. So the Happy Ghast is rideable. It moves around, and somebody stole a piece of my stone, bastard. So he's rideable. Who shot at me? I had a fairly significant creeper explosion here earlier this morning, so I'm clearing the area before we do anything. It wiped out a lot. It blew the creeper. I was in a menu. I saw it coming. I could not get out of the menu fast enough. It blew up. And it took out half of the wall here and most of the crafting stuff here. So this is back to being a paper farm because I have enough chests now. This is all rebuilt. This is rebuilt. It's all put back together. So the other thing is I found when I was farming in the nether down all the way to the bottom, I found a bunch of nether or ancient debris. Basically, just kept finding it. So I ended up with enough to make full set of netherite. So full set of armor, all my tools. It was a lot. It was a really good farming session. So once I found that, I decided, well, I got to go to the Bastion, raided the Bastion, because you need the smithing template. And this is the the trim template. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks sort of Batman-esque when I used gold. There it is from the back. So I like. So let's take this guy for a ride, if I can. So I am on the front of him. His goggles go down while he's flying. If I hit Alt, you stand, and this becomes basically a mobile platform. So this will stay exactly where you want, so you can build from up here. So you can use this, like I said, as a mobile platform. I just don't know how to get back into position. Oh, right click. So he moves, say it's it's halfway between walking and sprinting speed. If you look down, he descends. If you press and hold space, he goes up. Whoops. But you have to look down to descend. That's basically it in a nutshell. But then wherever you look, this is what I've done with the front of the building. I'm going to keep pressing Alt to descend. I know I am. But anyway, just I added that little detail because it makes it look a little bit more finished. Harder to get in and out of when you're flying, so hence the reason why I put the bubble vader in. I can land here and then head in from there. So the cool thing about the Ghast is he can actually transport animals. But yeah, when he turns around, you can see that the goggles are now up. So I did that with red. You can do any of the dye colors. Basically, all you do is you take that dehydrated gas that we found in the nether, put a water source block, so basically waterlog them, put a source block of water on them. And it takes, excuse me, it takes about 20 real-world minutes for the process to take place. He spawns as an immature. It takes another further 20 minutes till he grows into a happy ghast. Or you can speed the process with snowballs, which is why I kept a whole bunch of them, because I think it took 3 stacks. And the stacks are 16 for snowballs. But yeah. So for future builds, I can use him. Anything that you can, like if I put a chest in a boat, I can put, again, I can bring that with me. I could bring one of the mules with me, harnessed underneath him. He's basically flying transport. So if I want to go somewhere and build something, and I'm going to build it up in the air, he'd be this little guy be the way to go. And yeah, it's a very, very awesome addition to the game. That and the copper golems. Now you can see here that the copper golems that were here are gone. The creeper explosion basically set this guy free. I couldn't get him to round him back up, so I annihilated him for the copper. So and what else? Everything that was in the previous starter base has now been moved. I moved one of the mules over to the start there. And this is completely cleaned out. I did make the fireplace bigger. I put 3 campfires in so that I can cook food. Because that allows me to cook 12 at a time. It's the cheapest way for any place in the game that you are to cook food. Each one of these will take 4. It takes 35, 45 seconds, something like that, for it to cook whatever it is that you're cooking. And it's completely renewable. You don't have to burn coal or charcoal to do it. So, one of the things that we're going to need to do, I don't think there's any other base upgrades that I've done here. I rejigged some of my storage. I think it makes a little bit more sense. We'll show you that inside. And I still have access to the bubble vader. I'm not happy that things get stuck in there, so I'm not really using it right now. I need to do some further reading and research on it. So basically what I've done is the stone and the more stone was where most of the organization took place. This is just blocks. So this is just raw whatever. So we've got andesite, we've got basalt now because I was mining in the nether. We've got blackstone, cobbled deep slate, diorite, dripstone, blocks, endstone, granite, grass blocks, magma blocks. I need more of these, or I'm going to need more because I want to make a slime farm. I managed to kill some slimes while I was mining. I don't remember where it was because it wasn't around here. It was in a cave. It was hollowing out an area, and so some slimes spawned. I'm going to put in a slime farm like I did in my other world. We got a little bit of nether brick, some netherrack, obsidian, polished diorite, soul sand and soul soil, tuff, and more granite. Weird that that's not sorting correctly. And then over here, these are all sort of finished or finished stone products, if you will. So stone bricks and their slabs and yada, yada, yada. These haven't changed. The mob drops, I don't think that's changed. Food, I added pork chops because did some reading about the foods that have your maximum saturation, and it's pork chops or steak. So I can either have a cow farm or a pig farm. I've already got a pig farm. Unfortunately, there's only 3 of them left. Puffer fish ultimately are a crafting ingredient over here for potion making. This is now just wool and dyes. So it's basically, dye, wool, etc. is going to go in here. I put the signs in here because they don't stack to 64. They stack at 16. So they were just getting in the way. I've got rocket storage here. I need to bring some more down, but that way I don't have to go up to the crafter to get more. And I went over to that mountain area and got some ice and some packed ice. So packed ice is regular. You take regular ice and you turn it into a block of ice, which is packed ice. It doesn't melt, is the advantage to it. So you can use that for very high speed boat transport or for waterways that you want items to keep on trucking because they don't lose. There's less friction, so they don't lose momentum. So for big storage systems, not like the one that I've got here, but for massive storage systems, it's the way to go. I tucked the anvil in here. I went to basically I put a crafting table in each gap all the way around. This is the items that are going to get used to build the rest of the system. Smithing table and it was snout. That was what it was called, snout armor trim, and then the netherite upgrade. I burned all but 6 of my diamonds, and I went and farmed some more. So I think, yeah, I've got 6 left. And I've only got 9 sand left, which is one of the reasons that I want to make a sand duplication machine today. I think I'm going to actually have to go mining for resources, but we're going to get a shulker box. The other thing that I've started to do is this was here temporarily while I was rebuilding upstairs, so I'm going to put that back up there. But we're going to use the gray shulker box for all the parts and bits that we're going to need. And we're going to start getting together the ingredients that I need. I do have to go to the nether because I need red mushrooms. I'm going to need those to break the end portal. This time we don't have mods to do the chunk loading, so I'm actually going to have to build an ender pearl chunk loader. Awesome, that's full. Sweet. Hey, Dirt, what's going on, man? Your name came up a couple days ago. None of us had seen you in a bit, so hope all is well. Hopefully it's just doing work things. But hope you're doing good, brother. So you haven't been here in a bit. I'm going to go to FreeCam just to show you the outside of where we ended up building the base. I've got a happy gas. This is basically where we were originally. That's my starter base. We've still got the iron farm. I built a super smelter. So this was originally up over here. I actually tucked it into the side. Yeah, I figured. Tucked it into the side of the hill here. So basically, this is a 32 block long furnace array that is fed by hoppers that are captured right here. Basically, they're, you know what, I'm probably going to have to go over and show you properly, but these get captured on an angle. When they load up, the trapdoor pops out of the way and they launch. So this one is for fuel. This one is for items. And it's fully automatic. It does its thing. It works good, lasts a long time. I expanded this was actually a bamboo farm for a bit while I was making chests. It is now back to being a sugarcane farm, slightly better design, more expensive design, which is why it took me a while to get to it. And then this, I'm going to go up and show you. Two things up here. One is a happy ghast, which is this guy. He's rideable. He's very noisy, but he's rideable. This actually auto crafts my rockets for me. So it's a smart design. Everything's housed on the inside. Basically, if this hopper empties, problem with this where it's two items is if one empties and the other one still has, it'll put double paper or double gunpowder. It basically breaks the system. So what I did is I basically put two shutoffs attached to these two hoppers. The comparator that you can see there reads when this is empty and turns the system off. And there's another one behind this hopper that does the same thing. So, whoops. Probably didn't mean to do that. Flick the lever. You can see the crafter is doing its thing, and it's making rockets for me automatically. So I now have a mob farm so I can get gunpowder, and this is auto-crafting paper for me. So sugarcane comes in here, goes down through the hopper into this crafter. When 3 of them are here, it will craft automatically, and I end up with paper. The way this works is there's actually 2 crafters here, and there's a comparator and subtract mode, and it does exactly what it sounds like. You've got one comparator like this with the other one facing into it. This one has the equivalent of 8 items. So by blocking 8 slots out of 9, it senses like there's 8 items in here already. So the comparator reads a signal strength of 8. This one has 3 blocked, and it's a 3 craft, so it will have a signal strength of 9 when it's ready to craft. So the comparator that's sitting right there, when it has a signal strength greater than this one, so 9 versus 8, it sends a pulse around and activates the crafter, because the crafter requires a redstone pulse. You can do that with a lever. You could actually sit there and flick the lever up and down or press a button, but this is automatic. And it just does its thing. It just ticks along and does its thing. And then the base itself, again, I'm going to go back into FreeCam mode here. This is the front of the base. I've got Elytra now, so I can fly in. It's a bit of a challenge to get in. The rest of that is just aesthetics. There's the fishing shack that we saw before. This portal respawned, and that is the natural one that takes me into the Basalt Delta. So that's handy, I guess. I didn't put that there. I flew past the area where the original one was, and this one, because I loaded the chunk, it put this back in. And then this is the bridge. I think you saw me building this. I think that was the last time you were here. I haven't done anything more with it. But now that I have Elytra, I'm not really using it. I can fly now. So I'm glad I built it, but I don't really need to have it. Nice to have, but not must have. So this is the base area itself. This is all part. So this is a cobblestone generator. You've seen that before. What this does is this actually, instead of having chests here and manually unloading it, it will automatically, through this water channel, put the items into this chest, which is the start of my automatic sorting system for all of my chest storage. The hopper chain that you see here, this is bulk storage, and it's all redstone based. This section is actually got the copper golems. So anything that's not bulk sorted goes into this chest. He will then sort it into these chests. Anything that doesn't match the inventory that he sorts goes into this chest, which feeds into this one, and there's another guy in there waiting. The in and out of the base, I can fly in, or I've got way in right here. You drop into the water, you don't take any damage. And this is a bubble elevator for coming back out. So this shoots you right out the top. So it's like a carnival ride. I can load items in from down here. Again, it's the same concept as me getting in and out. There's a bubble elevator there that takes it upstairs into the sorting system. And then this is all inventory storage. I think there are 800. It's 846 or 848 chests in here in total. So this is the bulk storage that's all redstone based in behind. 2 full banks of cobblestone, 2 of stone, 1 of smooth stone, 2 of dirt, iron, snowballs, and then this. The cool thing about this is all of my redstone stuff. Hang on, don't want to get struck by lightning. That's why I had the bamboo farm. So, and I had an auto crafter system set up there that bamboo would come into the system. There were 3 different crafts, and basically what I was doing was taking bamboo, and this was all done automatically. I think I've got some bamboo here. Start with the bamboo. It would do a craft like so, which turns it into this. I'm not going to craft it because I'm going to save the bamboo. Once you have this block of bamboo, you put a single in here. It turns it into 2 bamboo planks. And then you have another craft where you do a ring of 8. So the center is empty and the rest of it. And bingo, you have a chest. And that was all done automatically. So I think it took the auto crafter, and I left the game running for 3 days straight, and that's how long it took to get all the chests. So this whole wall is fully sorted. This pod, if you will, is fully sorted. And then the rest of it is not yet sorted. It's not in use. I don't need it yet. So this is as far as we go. But the cool part is with these guys is they can sort multiple items into the same inventory chest. So this is all redstone. This is all spruce related stuff. This is all the other kinds of wood. Copper and honeycomb, gold, all the other stone blocks that I've found so far. Finished product stone. This would be glass, sand, and then other valuable stuff. All my mob drops. This one is food or foodstuffs. Seeds, flowers, basically, and this is because of the iron farm, the iron golems drop poppies, so that's the reason there's so many of those in here. Fuel sources, so you can actually turn kelp into blocks dried out and use that as a fuel source, so that's in here. Coal, wool, and different colored dyes. Right now I've only got white, red, purple, gray, and cyan. This I'm adding to constantly. This is all decorative kind of stuff. The rockets that I'm not taking with me when I go out go in here. And then I've got ice and packed ice in here. And then, like I said, I've got the rest of the storage system to go. So in behind here, these are all hoppers. There is a bit of redstone, and I don't think you can see all of it. See if I can look at it with FreeCam. So it's really, really hard to see, but these are the chests that the copper golem sorts. I'm going to have to go in to show you, but there's filters, or basically filter blocks in there to block off certain bits of it. What we've got done here is there's enough items in the chest where there's one slot for the copper golem to put things in, and it's sitting at a signal strength of 1. As soon as that one more item goes in, it goes to a signal strength of 2. These torches are actually locking these hoppers. As long as that torch is lit, the hopper is locked, therefore the inventory can't drain into the system. So the filters stay in place. There is a bit of redstone stuff going on here. It's really, really hard to see. Oh, there we go. So comparator is into a solid block that you can't really see that's sitting right here. So that means that the comparator doesn't have to, it bridges the gap and maintains the same signal strength. It idles at a 1. When it gets to a signal strength of 2, it connects to this one, which powers the block, powers this repeater set at a tick of 1, powers through that block, and turns the torch off, basically, because the torch itself, you're toggling the state of the torch, basically. The extra item that the golem just put in gets released, and then the torch comes back on and locks the rest of the inventory in place. So that's what's here. This golem here has exactly the same thing. And then over here, this is similar, but you need a signal strength of 3. So instead of the comparator going into a solid block, you just have 3 redstone, and then signal strength or repeater on 1, and then the torch, because this is faster. So you only need the one tick. But that's basically how all this works. So we've got, these are just iron nuggets that I've renamed as filter. The problem you run into with storage systems that are redstone sorted, if you put the same, so if you fill up an inventory slot and then you get spillage or overflow into the next one, and the item is the same as what you're using as these filter objects, it will add to those and basically break your system. So what I did is I took iron nuggets, because I've got an iron farm and they're relatively cheap. 1 iron ingot becomes 9 nuggets, so it's relatively cheap to make. You put them in an anvil, you rename them to filter, and there's no way that should end up in your system. It just should not. And then what you do, this, for the copper golem, you need a full stack plus 35, and then you put one item in every other slot, whatever you happen to need. I've got packed ice, and then I just filled the rest of it with ice. You leave the top left box open, and that's what the copper golem will put into. So he only moves 16 items at a time. He'll drop them there. Basically what he does is he looks here, picks up items that are there, and then he looks at inventories, and he inventory matches basically, and deposits the item into that chest. So this one has more things in it, but you can see it's still got the 64 plus 35, and then it's got a whole bunch of individual items. This bowl only stacks to 16, so you end up with 4 slots open. It's just the way it works. And then the carrots, I've still got room for 2 more items that I can sort in here. So the carrots are basically just there as additional placeholders. This guy has similar stuff. That should be like that. You can stack them up. It doesn't matter. It's exactly the same thing, but this is ultimately what it should look like. This is the gold one, etc., etc. Now, unless he moves, I'm not going back out through the door because I don't want him to wander over in here. So I'm actually going to break my way out. This one is slightly more complex. Same idea, but you only need, because now you're filtering off of a hopper itself instead of a chest, so it's easier. You need 4 of these blocked plus 41 other items, and this is your filter item. So this is what this sorts by. It looks for dirt and then dumps it in. These never move. And then the only way for me to get out of here is to fly out. If I can. Oh, I'm not wearing the elytra. So like I said, input chest for the entire sorting system. It does the bulk sorting, and whatever doesn't get sorted goes in here. He tries to inventory match, and if he can't, it goes in here. He tries to inventory match. If he can't, it would go to the next pod, and I think there is actually an item in there that I haven't sorted yet that's waiting for me. It's just the remainder of the netherite that I had. Oh, and quartz. So we will add that to the system. So this is my block storage. So I'm going to take out 1 piece of blackstone, put in 1 piece of quartz, and then let this guy do his job. So he just took out the first item, which is the blackstone. It takes, I think, 3 seconds per search when he gets to each chest, and he just starts at the closest one and works his way down the line. And you'll see his animation when he finds the right chest. He actually deposits the item. And then he goes back, rinse and repeat. Theoretically, you can increase the speed at which this sorting happens by increasing the number of copper golems. I find that you get 2 of them in here. They both bump into each other, and they basically lock each other. It's the weirdest thing. They're basically, it stops the whole system because they're blocking each other from moving. And then I moved the rest of my personal stuff in here. These are new. These are shelves, so you can actually store items in these shelf things. So I don't know if swords, swords will go in. So I could store some of my shit here if I if I wanted to. or you can put blocks and stuff like that. So, and then we've got brewing, my ender chest, which I've got another one on my person. So basically anything that I put in here in my base, I have access to in my inventory at any time. And then this is an enchanting setup, and then a bed. So yeah, I've been busy. I think this sorting system to get it to this point took 2 streams plus a lot of me playing, while I wasn't streaming. So, and this should be enough storage for the remainder of the game. If I need more than that, effectively what I'll do at that point is build a shulker box or shulker shell farm, and then store things in shulker boxes. Because that each inventory, instead of being able to store, I think it's 64 pods in each in each chest. So 64 by 64. A shulker shell is the equivalent of a single chest, which is 32 by 64. And then you can put 64 of those in a chest. So, yeah, each one of these shulker boxes holds 32 stacks of items. So that's how you basically, it takes the total inventory of this and multiplies it by 32. So, shulker farms are not easy, so it's not something I've contemplated yet. So I don't think I need the beacon with me on this, so I'm just going to tuck it in here. Like I said, at this point, I've built this before. You guys have seen me build the sand duplicator. It's a little more challenging because I don't have any mods that automatically load chunks. So I'm going to have to build the Minecraft version of a chunk loader. I've never done that before. Never had to. So that'll be a little bit different. And this is not something I've built. I think I've built, this will be the third time I've done this build, and I still need to watch the video tutorial every single time. So we will dump this guy down. We're going to need 64 plus 5 blocks. We need 48 chests. Uh-oh. So I may have turned that off too soon. We'll have to do this with spruce. So that's 8, 16, 24, and 24. So we go... Oh, hang on, we could do it that way. I think I miscounted. Yeah, I was thinking logs and not planks. So there's the 48. And then we need 24 hoppers, so I need 24 more chests. Actually, no, I've got a bunch of hoppers already pre-made. Whoops. So we'll give myself a numpty count for thinking blocks, not planks. So 24 pistons. So that is planks. It is redstone dust. It is iron. Oh, cobblestone. Forgot the cobblestone. And we need 24. Now we need 17 observers and 12 powered rails. I think I've got the rails here already. Where the hell did I put them? Are they in redstone? We've got 4 observers already. We need 17, so I need to make 13. This recipe I don't remember. So it's more or less what we have already plus nether quartz. We need 12 sand, and I know I don't have that many, so we will go get a little bit more. And we need 8 chains, so I'll go get the sand last. We've got 7, so that is iron and iron nuggets. We need 5 redstone, 2 trap doors, 7 scaffold, this is why I wanted this storage system, because it just makes life easy. We need 2 redstone repeaters, 1 lever, 1 note block. Redstone torch. Stairs. One sign. Two buckets of water. Four soul sand and 4 ender pearls. So soul sand is in here. All right. And then if you can't remember where things go, you just let the golems sort it. Cool. All right, so just need 3 sand. And it's just coming down to sunset, so I think we can do this quick. Grab a little extra, even though we're about to duplicate. Nope, hit the wall. Oopsie. And then, oh, shit, fuck. I keep forgetting that. Once I've eaten, if I've got rockets in my offhand, I just waste rockets. Good thing I've got 2 farms. We do need to go to the nether to get red mushrooms, and we're going to need bone meal. Oh, I know. At this point where I know I don't need them anymore, I should do that. Actually put them down here in my hotbar so that if I do need another one, I can use it and then just move away from it. Oh, this is the other farm that I built. Dirt. So this is a mob / XP farm. So if all of my everything that I have has mending on it. So this, if you see the white text 3 lines from the bottom, it's 2029 out of 2031. So there's not much durability used up on it. But if I go, whoops, not 6, I meant 4. If I go F6, this is what the mob farm actually looks like. It's a very straightforward, simple one. This is completely dark in here. What I've got is I've got my gamma on full. I've got a hotkey that I can do that with. These guys spawn in here. These trapdoors, as far as they're concerned, are up like this. So it's solid, so they think they can walk on it. So they will walk off into these water streams and get dropped down this chute, which is 21 blocks high, which leaves them with 1 heart. So it's they're very easy to kill. So this guy is bouncing right now. He will eventually get tired of doing that and fall. So you saw there he took some damage. It's 1 shot and he's dead, basically. So I get the XP and the drops get collected here. So very, very easy to repair tools. And like I said, there are my drops. And that's part of the reason I've got 37 levels. So we're just looking for some red mushrooms. I'm going to leave those in my hotbar, but tuck my bow in there just so that I've got some range. I only need 2, but may as well have a few extra. And we're going back to the portal. Flying in the nether is a little more dangerous than flying, whoops, out of the nether, because there's a lot of shit to run into. Where's my portal? So note to self, yeah, absolutely. I think I'm going to put my rockets in my hotbar when I'm flying. So I want these to get sorted into the food, which is why I grabbed the extras. So this one is food. What we're going to do is take 1 carrot away, put one of those in its place, and then give this guy something to do. All right. That's everything we need. What we're doing now is we're going to head over to the stronghold. I have to use the washroom, so and check on the wood stove, so I'm going to take 2 or 3 minutes. And I'll be right back, everybody. All right, we're back. So we'll check and see what time of day it is. Night. We'll sleep through the night, and then off we go. Now, this time, I am going to put a bed in the nether. Or, sorry, at the stronghold. Yeah, I've got one. That way we can go back and forth easily. Otherwise, it's basically when I jump in the end portal at the end island, it takes me back to my bed, wherever I slept last. So right now that would be right here. And then I'd have to travel the 1,160 meters back, go all the way downstairs, do what I need to do, hop through, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to bring a few extra scaffold. 12 should be enough, just for while I'm building, and also to get up on top of it, because I don't have the ability to teleport like I did in my previous world. It's funny. I turned that off for the thumbnail, and then blank completely on putting it back. And then I'm wondering, how high am I? Because I actually look at the little tiny mini position map under the mini map, and it's not there. Trying not to land in a tree. So, Dirt, if you're still here, were you here the night I tried to fight the Ender Dragon? Because this stairwell exists because I put my bed in here. Died. The Ender Dragon knocked me off the end island. I've got enough rockets. Oh, there's a bed here already. God damn it. I didn't need it. All right. We're good. If I put down my ender chest, Thorn, that is a full box of rockets. So I take that with me always. So we will set this as our spawn point. And we will start tearing this apart. So Dirt, basically what happened was I fought the dragon. He hit me and knocked me up and out off the island and into the void where I perished. And I respawned right here with nothing. No armor, no nothing. So I had to backtrack over to the library to get some wood so I could make some sticks. And then basically with my fists, get some cobblestone and make a stone pick. And basically columned my way, like you saw there, all the way up and had to run back to base. So no bueno. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1 for good measure. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to keep this walled off. As we go, just to prevent mobs from spawning in here when we don't need them to be here. So anyway, lesson learned. Dirt, for me, it's anytime I'm under geared, and fighting the Ender Dragon, make sure that your spawn point is actually set to your home spawn. And then here we're going to go, we want fortune. Actually, no, I'm not going to have the inventory space, so we are going to farm these out in as blocks. But I won't say no to all this lovely copper. the andesite. We'll go with regular stone. This is kind of the, from a streaming perspective, boring part, but it's very therapeutic while you're doing it. I think the last time I did this, I had mining tools that made this go very, very, very quickly. I had the mining laser. By the way, Dirt, if you're still here, I think Robbo's looking for a squad for tomorrow to raid. So maybe chuck your hand in the air just in case he's running short of people, if you're interested. In hindsight, I actually should have set up my beacon. Because that increases mining speed. It's just a pain in the ass to set up because it needs clear view of sky. I was afraid of that. I'm not going to have the inventory space for this. I'm going to have to rob a couple of chests out of here. I think we got enough room on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Awesome. I'm sure he will appreciate that. I thought that was around here somewhere. I think it's shears. Oh, and the eye armor trim. Woohoo. not going to say no to all these books. But I'm not going to be a pig about it. Need some of that material. I'm going to need this in this room. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but there was a mob trying to break in somewhere. So there. All right, so just this section to go and we're all done. Yeah. Thorn, which drops? Because I missed. I missed when that came in. I'm not sure what I was looking at. All right. Room complete. And just in case we have to fight, I'm going to put full armor on. Get rid of the elytra. I knew I shouldn't have come down here. More hole to fill in. All right, so the first thing we have to do is get rid of the portal frame. So you basically come right here. So this is, I'm just marking these because it's easier if I do. So those blocks are right under the middle. We come out two and there's going to be dirt go in there. Hopefully I brought dirt. I don't think I did. Okay. Gotta be dirt up near the surface. And once we have that, I'm going to run to the washroom before we go a whole lot further, and then I'll be better able to explain what we're doing. I remember the mushroom and the bone meal, but I forgot to bring dirt. Yes, exactly. One, two, three, four. And that green thing I keep going through is just the marker. Excuse me. I'm going to have to go back. I only brought 2. God damn it. I needed 4. I don't know if this drops any. And that didn't eat the portal frame. What? This may not work in this version. Oh, man. I might have to come up with another plan. Yeah, it doesn't work. They may have patched that in this version. All right. I'm going to run to the washroom, do a quick read when I get back. And we may have to do this a different way. So give me 5 minutes and I'll be right back. All right, bear with me for a quick Google. So it looks like this was patched. So basically what used to happen, you grow the giant red mushroom in just the right spot, and the mushroom's block would replace the nearby non-full cube blocks, including the in-portal frames. As of 1.21, which is the version that I'm running, the block tag controlling which blocks mushrooms can replace was updated, and the end portal frame is no longer in that set. So basically, they fixed it. It's a bug fix. So got really one option. Well, two options. I can go to creative mode and break them that way. That would work. I don't really want to do that. I want to see if I can find a vanilla solution. So I'm just looking at this guy. That's 2 years ago. That's 1 year ago. That won't work either. Well, that was a waste of time. I really didn't have anything else planned, so at this point, I'm kind of screwed for until I figure out what I can do and what I can't do, which is going to take some research, and I'm not going to sit here and watch YouTube stuff while you guys are hanging out. So, basically, I'm going to collect up all this materials and head back to base and see if there's anything else I wanted to do tonight, because I don't think that there is, because this is ultimately what I need. I think I got some research and reading to do. So this is my way in. So let's see if we have stairs here. I think we do. So if I break that bed, take this with me. I'm going to have to come back for all this material. Oh, no, that will send me back to world spawn if I jump through and then jump through again. So we're going to have to run back. Damn it. There's no quick and easy way to do this. So we'll load up on the stuff I really want. And there was a shit ton of copper in here somewhere. There it is. We want the books. Okay. And now we make the long run back to base. Well, long run. Flight back. I think there's probably gravity systems that are available that will, obviously they won't be as fast, but they can't involve the end. Yeah, I think I might do that. In fact, yeah, we'll just head back to base, and then we'll wrap up, and I'll see if I can figure out. I'm actually really kind of disappointed. So basically, yeah, we're going to wrap the stream up. I've got some research to do to see what kind of sand duplication we can do now that the end portal can't be broken. I did not need to fly that high. Actually. And I don't know if I'm sorting books. I don't think I am. Because I think I had the books in here. And the armor trim can go in here. We need that to be sorted. I think I'll put bone meal in with the food. Well, good news is we made a bunch of red mushrooms. I didn't even look and see what the books were. Power 3? Oh, that might be useful. The bed, we will just chuck that in here for now. I'll show you the super smelter in action. What time of day is it? We have time. So there's no quick and easy way to do this. So these I mined using Silk Touch because it would take up less inventory space. Now we're going to use Fortune and turn this all into the raw. So we did a little bit of resource gathering unintentionally. So I'll show you why I collected those using Silk Touch. So the took the ore instead of the raw. This is the reason. So it was just too much. We're going to go sleep. And you know what? I'm going to put that bed back over at the original spawn point, or where my original base was, and we'll just wait over there. All right, so chuck it in the input chest. You can hear the rail cart or the minecart running. It's coming up and it's picking up the next. It's going to drop those into the hoppers. And you're going to start to see stuff appear here. It's actually coming up there now. But this is how quickly it smelts. That's the first 16. Here come the next 16. That's from the back end. It's further for it to travel. So there's the first 32, which is full bank. And by the time that so it's almost continuous because of the way hopper speeds work. So it's 32 furnaces, but you get the instant gratification of watching it show up very, very quickly where you start. So with that, I'm going to go sign out. I'm going to figure out what I need to do for sand duplication. And I'm probably going to build it to make sure that it works, and I will show you guys in the next stream. Unless it's very straightforward, in which case I'll wait, and we'll do it tomorrow night. Because I'm curious to see what kind of a solution there is. It's probably not nearly as efficient. But that's the way things go. Somebody will figure it out. There's a lot of really smart people playing this game, and they'll figure out either a way to do it or an exploit. So we'll grab that, head back, throw it into the storage system, let the copper golems do their magic, and thank you, Thorna, as always, for everybody that's watching. Thank you. I realize it's been a very short stream, but completely blindsided me that this wouldn't work in this version of Minecraft. So I'm going to sign out. I will catch you guys tomorrow, and hope you all enjoyed the stream. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you could hit the like button before you leave, be very much appreciated. And we will catch you guys in the next stream. Take care, everybody.